right, Bernie, the fix is in. The Democratic establishment hates you. So Hillary said it. Now they're going to do everything they can to keep you from winning the nomination. They stole it from poor Bernie in 2016. They're gearing up to do it again, and here's the evidence. Sanders supporters say they are furious. The DNC has named 2 Hillary Clinton allies to key positions overseeing rules for this summer's DNC. One of them, Hillary's 2016 campaign manager, whose face took a lot of vases on election night, John Podesta. The other, former Massachusetts Congressman Barney Frank, who stumped for the People's Pantsuit before the last election, considered her attack dog. And what a surprise! Hillary herself just gave a perfectly timed interview to Variety magazine where she says, quote, she has the urge to run again because she feels like she can beat Donald Trump this time. I swear I'll do it this time, guys. It's easy to see why Sanders and his rabid fans are a little suspicious and upset. At a rally on Sunday, the Vermont socialist told the crowd that while his enemies might play dirty, oh, he's ready to fight.
This campaign, I don't want to fool you here, this campaign has taken everybody on. And all across the country, let me tell you, that the big money interests are getting very nervous. They're looking at recent polls in New Hampshire and in Iowa, and they're saying, oh my God, Sanders can win.
Oh my God, Sanders. I love seeing Bernie all ham. Keep in mind, he is leading polls in a bunch of states, including Iowa and New Hampshire, but those aren't very important. Does he have a chance of winning? Or will Democrats once again pull the rug out from poor Bern? Let's meet tonight's party panel. They got some opinions. We've got former House Democrat, Congressional Press Secretary, and former Communications Director for the Office of the State Attorney of Baltimore, Rochelle Ritchie, is here, along with comedian and host of Part of the Problem, a crowd favorites. That's a podcast, by the way. Dave Smith, and townhall.com political editor and host of The Guy Benson Show on Fox News Radio. Go get it and take it. It's Guy Benson. Welcome, everyone.
Hey. Hello.
Woo! So the placement of John Podesta and Barney Frank on the DNC in these key positions, is that the ultimate FU to Bernie, or is it the ultimate stepladder for HRC?
Neither. I think that people are reading a little too far into both of those things, except he's right that the establishment hates him, fears him, and it's sort of amazing watching them go through this exact same process again, because they were caught off guard by this 4 years ago, and now he's running again. They said, oh, well, we've been through this again. And then he's rising in the polls. He's in first place in Iowa.
Doing better than he was last time.
New Hampshire, I saw a poll today, first place in California, delegate rich, and they're all looking at each other like, what can we do? I'm like, how is this not predictable? It's a crowded field. He has a deep, maybe limited, but deep base of support. They love him, and
they're shivving him, though.
Well,
that's the problem I have with it, because they tried that last time. They tried that subvertly, and it didn't work. Now they're being very overt.
They changed the rules because of those complaints this time around, so it'll be harder to shiv him with super delegates, and now they have proportional delegation of the delegates, so it'll be harder for them to do what they did to him last time.
But they're going to try. So, and we all saw this coming. And I knew everyone in the Democrat establishment was lying through their teeth, or they were completely naive when they said that they had healed the chasm and that the party had been brought together. And you could see that evidence every time one of Hillary Clinton's surrogates opened their mouths about Bernie Sanders, because all they've done is badmouth the guy. You know, he took private planes. He didn't endorse her soon enough.
Well, she ripped him.
She
ripped him really hard.
She was confronted with her statement about nobody likes Bernie, and she's like, yeah, I said it.
Well, I mean, look, in 2016, there was a legitimate civil war in the Democratic Party and a civil war in the Republican Party. The difference is in the Republican Party, Trump dominated and won. Scorched earth, and it's his. You remember they were talking about changing the rules at the RNC to keep him out, but there was no option. He just destroyed everybody else. Bernie Sanders...
Yeah, Ted Cruz even said at the RNC, vote your conscience, and people
that's right.
lost
and
their
he was
minds.
booed out of the arena. But Ted Cruz almost lost his Senate re-election, and it had something to do with that. Now, on the Democratic side, Bernie Sanders didn't win, but Hillary Clinton went on to lose to Donald Trump, and Bernie Sanders is back. So the war is still on, and you can see everybody...
And he thinks he could have won.
Well, yeah, and so do a lot of his supporters.
That's part of the fight.
Now, here's the real issue, right? Even if you were saying...
I think he could have won.
I think he might have.
I
Over
think he
Hillary
had
in
a better shot.
2016?
He had a
Yes.
better shot than her for sure. But even if Podesta and Barney Frank being on the DNC isn't going to tip the scale, it's going to be perceived that way.
Yes.
And say Bernie Sanders doesn't come away with the nomination. Now you've got Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren both calling the man sexist,
Yes.
and they're putting their people on the DNC. Are they going to be able to get Bernie's voters
They
out
are
for
putting
the other
their people.
Democratic
They are
nominee?
putting their people on the DNC, and that's sending a message because he's the strongest candidate right now. If that establishment really believed in him and they were really trying to shore things up, they would make sure that some of the people who were amenable to his camp were in those key positions. They're not doing that because they're still trying to do whatever they can. President Obama said if Bernie continues to surge, he's personally going to come out.
Well, yeah, I expect the president, former President Obama, to come out and support whatever Democratic nominee.
No, we said to go
there
come out
is.
against Sanders.
Oh, against Sanders.
Yes.
Well, I could see that. The reason why is because I think there's been an issue with Sanders and Clinton, obviously, from the beginning. And I don't think that a lot of Democrats trust Sanders supporters. If you think about it, a lot of those Sanders supporters actually voted for Donald Trump in 2016. I think it was
Because their candidate was so badly
because
mistreated by the
you
party.
think about 16% in Pennsylvania. That was a key state for Hillary Clinton, and they lost it. And so I don't think that a lot of people are trusting Sanders supporters. I don't think that they look at them as committed Democrats. They look at them as socialists.
Let's let go of the idea of committing to the party. I mean, that's,
No, I
that's
know,
a talking
and that's-
point that a lot of Democrats are using, like, well,
No, but
he's not a party guy.
But it's true. It's true.
Most
And that's why they
voters
don't
who are
want him
swinging
in
these
there
states
because
aren't
they're
party
going
voters.
to lose. They're going to end up losing those moderates.
Yes.
Moderates are not going to go for Bernie Sanders. They're just not. And there
if
was a poll
they're
that came
given a
out.
choice between Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders,
They might not vote.
Here's a fun
That's what
little
might happen.
fantasy scenario that is a bit far-fetched but plausible.
I love it.
Because, yes, let's engage in some fantasy here, Kennedy, a little Fox News fantasy. Let's say that because of the new allocation of the delegates, which is proportional, this thing stretches on. And it might not, but it's plausible. Stretches on and goes to the convention. Then the Bernie delegates are looking at the Podestas and the Bernie Franks on the committee. And if he emerges from Milwaukee as not the nominee in a contested convention, they will be screaming bloody murder, and we'll be sort of on the home stretch to a general election. That could be a shattered party that would be very difficult to piece
Yeah, and you
together.
know what? I
Even
think
it's
Bernie
not
should
that
run
crazy.
third party. But Debbie Wasserman
should.
Schultz said they have done whatever they can to make sure they keep people like Bernie Sanders
And the
out
sore
of-
loser laws and
Yeah.
policies.
Sore loser. I'll give you a sore loser.